Have you ever stopped and wondered just how strange and unpredictable our world can be? From mysterious happenings in the middle of nowhere to shocking discoveries, there seems to be no limit to the bizarre events life throws at us. Buckle up. Today, we're counting down 10 of the weirdest things that have ever happened internationally. Some will amaze you, others might make you question reality altogether. Let's dive in.
First up, let's talk about arachnophobia's worst nightmare, a rain of spiders. Yes, you heard that right. Picture this. You step outside one day, and the sky is filled with swarms of tiny spiders drifting on silky strands. This bizarre phenomenon, often called spider ballooning, isn't common, but it's been recorded multiple times in southeastern Australia. Strong winds and breaking webs help spiders fly through the skies while they search for new homes. The aftermath? Entire landscapes blanketed with webs, turning towns into scenes that look straight out of a horror movie. Who's up for a vacation to Australia now? It sounds absurd. But back in 1518, the town of Strasbourg was gripped by what history calls the dancing plague. It started when a woman named Frau Trophea began uncontrollably dancing in the streets, and soon dozens of others joined her. There wasn't any music playing, and no one could stop themselves. Some danced for days without rest, collapsing in exhaustion or reportedly dying from heart attacks or strokes. The mystery surrounding what caused this strange affliction is still debated among historians and scientists, but one theory suggests ergot poisoning from contaminated rye bread might have triggered hallucinations. Talk about dancing the night away. Forever. Roy Sullivan, who worked as a park ranger in the United States, should honestly hold a Guinness World Record for surviving near impossible odds. Between 1942 and 1977, Sullivan was struck by lightning, a whopping 7 times, and lived to tell the tale. While each strike left him with physical injuries like burns, he somehow avoided fatal damage. In interviews, Roy joked about how lightning seemed to chase him, earning himself nicknames like the human lightning rod. Experts say the odds of this happening are astronomical, making his story one of the freakiest cases of déjà vu nature has to offer. In November 2022, farmers in Inner Mongolia, China, started freaking out when their flock of sheep began walking in near-perfect circles and didn't stop for nearly 2 weeks. Videos captured the eerie scene, with hundreds of sheep following the movement without breaking formation. While theories ranged from mob psychology to neurological conditions, scientists believe it may have stemmed from the sheep's confinement in close quarters, ultimately triggering repetitive behavior due to stress. Whatever the reason, watching the footage of woolly sheep marching like coordinated soldiers is enough to make you scratch your head and say, "What?" This entry takes us back to 1919 in Boston, Massachusetts. Imagine this. A huge storage tank filled with molasses suddenly bursts, sending a sticky tsunami rushing through the city streets. The flood killed 21 people, injured over 100, and caused mass destruction. The smell lingered for decades after the disaster. How does something so bizarre even happen? Investigations showed that the tank was poorly built and couldn't take the pressure of 2.3 million gallons of molasses. To this day, it's remembered as one of the wackiest yet devastating industrial accidents in history, and you'll never look at pancakes the same way again. Here's one that'll make you consider what's out there beyond Earth. In 1977, astronomer Jerry R. Amon was scanning the skies for extraterrestrial signals, and during his research, he stumbled upon a signal so unusual it made him scribble, "Wow," in the margins of his notes. Lasting 72 seconds, this burst of radio energy left scientists scratching their heads. Was it aliens calling, an undiscovered cosmic event, or just an earthly mistake? No one knows for sure, and the signal's source was never found again. And perhaps that's the strangest part. It appeared out of nowhere, and vanished just as fast. Here's one for the history books. In 1876, people in Bath County, Kentucky, reported pieces of meat falling from the sky. Yes, actual chunks of meat raining on rooftops and fields. Witnesses described them as being beef-like or lamb-like. To this day, it remains one of the oddest, unexplained events in U.S. history. Theories ranged from vultures vomiting mid-flight to supernatural happenings, but no definitive explanation was ever found. Could it be barbecue weather gone wrong? We'll likely never know. Nature can be terrifyingly weird sometimes. Take Lake Natron in Tanzania, a stunningly red saltwater body. But its beauty hides a deadly secret. The lake is so alkaline thanks to its high amounts of sodium carbonate that it can preserve animals that come into contact with it, appearing to turn them to stone. Poor birds and bats that misjudge their landing often end up perfectly mummified along the waters. It's almost like something out of mythology. Fortunately, flamingos have adapted uniquely and thrive in Lake Natron's strange environment, adding an awe-inspiring twist to this eerie location. Remember all those ghost stories about villages that mysteriously disappear? Well, this one's real. In the 1930s, an Inuit settlement in Canada's far north called Anjikuni Lake was said to have vanished without a trace. Hunters passing by found abandoned huts, meals left uneaten, and no signs of animals or humans. What makes this so fascinating and chilling is the lack of evidence explaining where hundreds of people could have gone. With local legends hinting at supernatural forces and skeptics suggesting migrations, the unexplained mystery of Anjikuni Lake continues to baffle historians. A vanishing act, starring an entire village. This last story sounds like something straight out of an apocalyptic movie. In 2017, residents near Praia de Suape Beach in Brazil woke up to find that the ocean was gone. Well, not permanently, but for several hours the coastline was completely dry as water levels dropped to unprecedented lows. Scientists pointed to a rare combination of weather phenomena, such as powerful distant storms and peculiar air pressure changes, as the cause. But witnessing stretches of sand where waves should have been was nothing short of surreal. Imagine going for a swim and finding the water missing altogether. And there you have it. 10 absolutely jaw-dropping weird events that prove reality is stranger than fiction. From raining spiders to meat showers, these moments remind us of just how unpredictable and mystifying the world can be. But what about you? Have you ever witnessed something so strange it made you stop in your tracks? Let us know in the comments. We'd love to hear your stories. And if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell for more intriguing tales from around the globe. Until next time, stay curious.